You're coming back, brothers. I'm here. Um, Yo, brothers. I've been coming back here, and also it's doing the most of the positive thing as you can do. I said that. Guys, I'm coming back. I'm still living in most of the positive life, just like something different. This is a different day, but with same energy, same enjoy, and also let's make this day the most successful and most number one. Just doing the good and great thing, and I hope that we all gonna make it. We are everyone is gonna be make ourselves success number ones, and we go to success. We all it holds for everyone. Guys, that's not only myself. That's I always success. That's not I told. That's we all are success. Just not only me and you. Also, just not only me and you. Just we are everyone is going to success. So that's where I'm here. Always told. I'm just doing nothing in my life, and we all are focused on success, focus on everything that we can make our perfect number one, so anything we can do. So this is a life. I say this is a life, and want it, brothers. I want it. That's every single things, every positive thing that we can do, and I want it, brothers, to success in everything, always be number ones, always doing great things, always do better, and every successful lifestyles. I have know that everything you're gonna see in your life, that's not just a one see just a seeing, brothers. It's all about holding, that's all about dreams, it's all about breeders. So it's all about dreams, just not only seeds. That's this is a great life, this is a more richer than us, this is a more healthier, richer, healthier looking great. That's not, because this is all about you're gonna hold, this all about you have right now. The holding is that's number one thing that's actually make you in the future what you are be. So I am here to always choose goods and better choice, because I know that if any kind of way you choose negative or any kind of the wrong way you can choose, that's will be big horse. So I never choose these kinds of mindset, never choose these kinds of lifestyle. I always choose good, better, best, and in my life I choose the most of the successful and most of the number one things in my life. And I say this is normal, and I love it to do. I love it to every single time to do it, bruh. We're gonna make it. So this is a very hard thing, this is a very most of the difficult things everyone to know. So I'm here to do it, I'm here to every single time to doing my life to better myself and help others to rise up, to how we're leading a life with fuck others, and I say does not care about anyone. This is your life, and you need to make your life the most of the successful and number ones. No one is come, and no one is coming and save you through any kind of wrong thoughts even going. So that's for us very very important. So who is that motherfucker? No one is care, brothers. That's your life. You need to make your life the best, number ones and betters every single time. Every single time you need to choose great and positive. Every single time you need to do the most positive things. So that's important, that's only the one things in your life that's great and good thing that you can do right now you need to do, brothers. I always say there is no fucking sad life. I always say never live a fucking sad life. I always say this is a very very important thing. So I'll say never live a fucking sad life. This is your life, okay? This God's give you a life, and we need to think that so this life is good or wrong or bad and or this is not, this is all about your mindsets. Cause when you think that these days the most successful and the most good, the most better day, and it's all about it's your mindset. When it thinks is that's this old, that's not good for me, that's not happen, brothers. It's all are you things that's happened. So it's only one thing is mirror in your life, that's what you are thinking. So if you think that's a good and great day and that's happen, and if you think this is a bad and old day, that's your day will be bad. So I always say, always think that we need to think and in mind that this is the day is the most positive, most great day, and we can make the most positive thing. And I do always, and I hope other to same as thinking, and I know that I always do my job this kinds of way. I am not be perfection. I'm just not be as a what the fuck is such all the looking. That's not, brothers. I'm just say just go with this and just go forwards and just. And I know the build a momentum, and when you go and make a momentum, it's actually help you to how you live, how and help other to same as with the positive vibe, so and a positive wave. So I always choose that so kind of mentality, just like to do and go forwards, and that's also only one choice. That's all the things that you can choose. This is only one thing. This every time you cannot do. So I always. That's all the one side, one kind of mindset, and I hope other every single time. I know this is very hard for everyone. This is something, there's nothing, brothers, but I still call it this routine, brothers. That's a fuck, brothers. That's nothing. This you just I just thinking it's I just experiences. There is nothing special in your life. It's all about you choose something better in your intra generations in your lives. And I know what to say, that's in livelihoods I say. So this you experience is that you do something different, so there is nothing special. This is normal. This is happening. This should be happening. What the fuck is there? There's nothing, guys. You need to do it. Fuck off all. So you can understand it's all about. Let's go do something positivity, and I say always live in a fucking enjoyment. Never feel like a fucking sad cunts. Always see with around this thing, and allow me to do this, guys. Cause I focus on my skill, I focus on my education, I focus on my knowledge. I say I focus on my health. So focus on my longevity. That's not matter how money is coming. Fuck, that's all. Say that's not. That's is life, brothers. Never is coming back. Never is be. I say if you have a chance to do something to need to do, because this life is never become again. This is never become again, brothers. Just imagine you all what the fuck you doing in your teenage life, what's you doing in your 18s. There's no answer. So I never choose these kinds. So I never choose this kind of lifestyle. They never do anything. I choose everything. I want to be success in everything. I want to do everything. I hope that there are a lot of things, good thing and great thing I'm gonna do in my life, into generation. So what the question is every time, so what's I reading like that, so something different, so just like reading aloud. Why? Because I want to be freshness, I want to be mind fresh, lower stress, and I mean cortisol, lower cortisol, dopamine. So it's all about, so what are you doing, this important. So I'm gonna say there's no fucking money you need to do subscribe or anything, or I said that's not only for fucking money. It's all about the authenticity. It's all about the positive. It's all about the unfiltered lifestyle. I say that's nothing. If you're gonna see the what the fuck is that on jingles there, there's a lot of water. I'm gonna say first things first, you drink a lot of water. Second, you need to drink a lot of water. Third, you need to drink a lot more water. Fourth, inching more mortar. And five, inching more mortar. So that's happened. I'll say the positive vibe is important, and this is my target. So what are my targets, what's my roadmap in my future. So I want to be change this culture, okay? How do we change and shifting this culture, just like according to us, according to our area, according to where my state, where I live. Actually according to my country, I live in India and state of West Bengal. I mean, my district, so that's not important. It's also my state is important, and here I see something different. When it's 2010 or before lockdown 2020, and you see there's a lot of positive. You're gonna see like doing great things, good things, poetry, a lot of things. You're gonna see art, competitions, poetry competitions, lots of. Football match, football tournament, cricket tournaments, badminton tournament, a lot of things is here. Turn is just not focused on all about that. So right now, no one is focused on there. So that is my question is there. That's what we cannot do for something that's actually revive this our style culture. That's before. So I want to choose this kind of lifestyle. So that's actually here brother to so revive our culture, our society. So this kinds of way, the sustainable way where we work on, so where we what shall I say? There is a question down to I say. So that's my target right now to do something I want to revive your culture and I hope also a lot of getting there once 2 weeks Sunday. And that's why I want to be just like something different. So like I want to be to coming back some same different mentality and where we just work on series and you know out of the positive thing, thinking positive. Not always good things, great things, better things. That's how I want to be. This is my mental not this is my theory. I hope that's a help to me and my brothers to help others, to motivate others to do something positive, do something that's a lot of fun. Let's do it, bro. Hardcore, so I'm sorry, gentlemen, that's I have nothing you like, but if there has to be anything you have, a particular fancy to the model and why you will say your bill of the fair of the coexist this quite that's the one that's anyone a part of that is a full of gold of that and another. Say as that's what it feels so much of this first suffer and now to see that on the beds are aim air and that's properly taken care of. Hardcore, so I entered. Oh, leave all of that to me and you shall not decide, brothers, if you think this one read. That's the book of, that's this Oliver Goldsmith, this truth of Conqueror. Let's go. That's how I'm sorry, gentlemen. I have nothing to you like, and I am agree with. I will there be anything you have a particular fancy to the mouth. Why why you really did you that you build all the theories correct sequence and that's any one of the part of the full good of the manner that saying as that's of the waters what to please so much and first of all and now as to see that's of the base of their aid and properly and taken care of the artist so that I learn it you will leave all that to me and you shall start there on stage and malo leave that to you and I protest there you must excuse me I also get this thing of the myself artist so I must it sees that I'll make this myself to hand that Mal, you see, I am the result on its a very troublesome flow. This is so from the many with the heart castle. Oh, time the result and this start to attentive as such. This may be the morning of the morning see. But I never be anything. So look at like old fashions, importance, executive models and art specials and asking solos. Okay. And so I find the flow of stability so the begin to the growth of the troublesome but who can be the hungry actors of the situations which is the main truth to the needs of the neighbors by all of this happy under these neighbors these neighbors my Jurassic to that of this unexpected good fortune to what is experience I will describe this happy meaning Things that database with also the same questions as I could never have. Oh, to meet by the rarest of the constants and in Mistable and in unsure in mistakes, my aunts, my guardian, and at least there are that could be influence and you to things this house and then since my friends Mr. Mal with whom I came down and I have been saying to to in and I shoot you a young fellow whom we have accidentally made a house out by the directed us either. Miss Babel, suddenly it must be that one of the hopeful cousin sticks of whom you have heard me talk to stop and ha ha ha. I think you and he whom you may have of that indeed so for you and he of whom I have the such of this of apprehensions, Miss Nabel, you have nothing to fear you from him. I assure you. I assure you that the stars arrow him if you know that's how hard to live as despise me and my aunts Ilogas is true as of them taken to call me that me for him and actually began to think he was the made consequence. Starts because the unassing said, though you're of the December and you must know that's my conscience and I have just of the this happy of the opportunity of my friends there to gates of the admittance into the family and the horses that carried stars down are now the fighting with our journey but who soon as they refresh and then are made by the tourist girls who trust in their faithful of things which as soon as landed in the French and were even amongst this the laws of the British were respected these battles I have told you that's what the fuck is that? That's those ready to obey you and I, each of the year of the shoots have but legit fortunes. Mom's holding God's fuck. Beyond to the rest of the lieutenants, the greatest parabic selected by your uncles and Indian directors are chapter consist of the Joel. I have been for the sum of the time of the preceding my aunt to Lagos. Who have been like fancy and the greatest succeeding does the insights of that foods into my passion son and he shall find me the ready to make them and myself yours. How since fairy star bubbles and you persons your verses will all I desire and in this of the meantime my friends of the marble must not be to the into the mystery. I know that's the stage of the reverse of the center of such of that are aggressive and from all that seeds it could be instantly quite the years at the house of the house your fans was referred the excessive caution exclusion means doubles, but how shall we keep him of the substance? Miss Santos is just of the return from working that's what is still of you to deceive him, and this is why enter Malo. Malo, now acidity with that acidity of these groups people of this is this be of the bions bearing and my host seems to all of them better to leave me alone and he sees crowds not swallowed himself but his old fashions. I never go for just like shortcut. I want to be success in next year, not so succinct. So I find the flow of the similarities and begin to grow up the troublesome. But who can be angry at the stop? At the stop, the assiduities which are made to please the Miss Neville. So by all that, I'll be in charge of Miss Neville and Miss Mabels. My dearest, you two have of unexpected good fortunes to what accidents I to describe this happy meeting and since regardless to the answer of the same questions as I could never have the hope to meet my the dearest of the conscience and in this level and sure you mistake and my aunts my guardians lives here what could be an influence and future things as 2008 as is my friend Mr. Mello and with whom I came down and I have been the center as an inn and I showed you a young fellow whom you were the accident made at the house yard by the director as either Miss Abel suddenly it must be one of the meet of my the hopefully cousin cheeks of whom you have treated her Mr. Doctor of so often ha 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 as to you who he whom your answer of him came for you. He of the whom as I have the just with such a just of the apparition son. Miss Neville, you have nothing to fear from him, and I assure you, you I don't think you can know themselves of this fighting, and I ask mercies. I'm going to take the core of it, and I feel the difference between the class and see. So, you have somebody who must know and decide. complete these reels. I mean, complete this one. Let's go. Fuck, that's all. I say I need to do something that's actually positive and something you should do, brothers. Let's go, reach. And hosting solos, I think so. I find this follow up this civilities and begin to the grow of the troublesome. But who can be angry to those of the acidities and which is the means of facing means of the Naila by all this has happened. It just Miss Navid and Miss Nabbles, my dear Hesting. To that unexpected good fortunes, to that what accidents am I to describe this happy meeting? So that let me the ask of the same question as I could never have the hope to meet up the rest of the constants at any in Miss Nabbles and sure you mistakes my aunts, my guardians. I'll be there. What to introduce you to things of the houses in see my friends Mr. Malo with whom you cannot down and I have been of the seats there is to in and I assure you I a young fellow whom you are the accidentally meet in the house of the her by the directed by house of Hitler Miss Nabble suddenly it must be the one of the whole pool of the cousin takes of whom you have the her me to talk so often and ha and us you whom of the answer of the intended so you have whom and I have the such a cost just appearances and I Miss Nabble you have been of fear from him and I assure you you don't adore him if you know and how the hatred of despise me my aunt's nurse is too and has undertaken to care of me for him and actually began to think seriously made of conquest such things though dear of discipline you must know your conscience. I was excited by this away of the opportunity by all my friends visiting here to get admittance into the family horses. That's core. The kids are down to now fatigues with the old with the journey, but they I will that be the refresh and then I am by the deserted. The dear says so because will trust in the faithful. but they will soon be the refreshed, and then if my dearest girls will trust in our faithful things, we shall soon be the landed in France, and where even of the among of the slaves and the laws of the marriage are respected. Midst of the nobles, I have often of the told, if that's what is though or the ready to obey you, and I we should live by the little of the fortunes behind with the reluctance, and the greatest part of these it was just let me by those uncles and India, the India of the director and the chair flag of the consist in jewels. I have been of the sum of the time of the pursuing my hands to the late of the wear with the wear and then I fancy I have very of the near of the succeeding. The insist they are the pour into my the possessions you shall find me ready to make them and also yours and has things first and the bubbles and your persons is to also allow the Zyzz and in the meantime and my friends is Marlow just must not be of the latest into the mystics I know the stage of the reverse reserve of the temporal in such what is appropriately of the informed of that in probably then you do insanely quite the house of before your friends was a reef for executions miss of the novels, but how shall we keep how the deceptions miss our art castles is just of the returns from the working. What if he was to tell us still continue to deceive him? This is what and this is way and enter malo. Mr. Novels, but how shall we keep him in the Joseph, the deceptions means of the heart's castle? It's just a return from the walking. So what if we will still continue to deceive him? That's this is way the intervalo. Well, that's of the assiduities of this of the good people say so of the bions of wearing of my host of seems to things. It will be manners to leave me alone and so he is the crafts, not only himself but his old-fashioned wife on my back. They talk to upcoming to sew the soup with us too, and then I suppose we are to run the gauntlets through all of the rest of the family and words we got here. As things, my dear Charles, let me congratulate you the most fortunes accidents who do you think is just align mal cannot guess I think our mistress boy miss of the heart's castles and miss of the noble give me sleep through the introduce miss of the Constance nobles to your acquisition and acquaintance happening today in the neighborhoods the calls on the return to take of the fresh horse here miss of the heart castles has just a step into the next to an will be back in an instant and what's not it's luck and yo malo your sides I have just been all the modified enough of all of consciousness and here comes some things to complete my embarrassment things all but what's not it's just most of fortune things in the world malo oh yes very fortunate and most joyful encounters what's our dresses yours church and you know that's our discover disorders what if we should postpone what that's the happenings till tomorrow and tomorrow at her own house it will be there every week of the the confinements, and rather than more of the respectful to more to be an offering to the next level to buy and means this your ceremony will displays are the disorder of your dress will be show of the words of the impatience. Besides, she knows that you are in the house and it will be the permits you are to see her. And but when all that tables and you should. You know that I shall be of the confoundedly and the ridiculous, and yet hanging I will take courage him. Hastings and Hastings and the fastest man it's about the first floor and walls is over and she's the body when you know about Marble and all of the women she's there so tried most of the encounters in the midst of the hard castles as returns from the walking a bonnet and see and Hastings of introducing them these hard castles Mr. Marlowe. I am part of the bringing two persons of such of the married together that's all wants to notice team each other Miss Hard Castles decides now of for meeting of my modest gentlemen with the jamon face and quite in his own manner after a pause in which he appears very uneasy and disconcerted. I am glad of your safe arrival, sir. I am told you so. I had some of the accidents by the way. Man, only a few, madam. Say yes, you have just some. We had some, and yes, madam. A good many of the accidents, but should be sorry if the madam sir are rather glad of the if any accidents. Rather, there are so of the agreement of the concluded him and asking to him and you never be spoke better in our whole life. Keep it down and would be ensure you and a victory. Miss us Castles, I'm a print of the flooders, you flooders. So if there's been of the so much of that finest company and he finds of the little entertainments in the obstacle corners of the country, Marvel gathering of the courage. I have these in my walls, madam, but I have kept very little company. I have been one an observer upon life, madam, while others were enjoying its miserable. But that's I am told is that a way of this enjoy its last things to him and. Chicago and never we spoke better once more and you are confirmed and assurance forever. Malo to him. I can't do that alone, brothers. Fuck everything. So I know that in my life is very hard and every hard situation is checks. I just don't care about that fucking fear, brothers. I never be fuck fear. I always live in my life with the most successful and most positive. I say, I never be fucking fear. Like, that's what you do, bruh. It's gonna make it. I do it alone. This is my cure. I can't do it alone. Everything I can do it. Let's go, do it, bruh. Fucking that. So I kinda in a life you just not doing anything on alone. It's a lot of fucking that. So say this is need to be important in your life to do it alone. So let's go. Let's double by no means and if the ceremony will be dispersed. This please the jury's order of that your dress will show that orders of these impatience Besides, she knows you are in the house and it will be the premise you are going to see her. Mal, oh, the devil, how shall I support it? Yeah, man, I'm stings and you must not go and not go. You are in. You have to seize me, you know. That's I shall be the confoundedly the ridiculous yet hangings. I will take course. Stings was so, and a man sees about the first of the flock and also over and she's about a woman, you know, that's my and I over and all up all of men and she that's a their most of encounter in the midst of the hard castles as a returns from the walking environment and see the castings of the introducing the midst of the hard castles, Mr. Marlowe. I am proud of the bringing two of the persons of such of the married together, and that's all the ones who know that to esteem each other's Miss Hard Castles is set now. For meeting my the modest of the gentleman's with the gemmer face and quiet in his own manners after a falls in the which is appears a very honesty of the disconcerted. I'm glad of your safe variable, sir. I'm told you that there have been some accidents by the way. Madam, only few, madam, and yes, we had some, and yes, madam, a good many of the accidents, but should be sorry, madam, or rather glad of this any accidents. That's also agreeably concluded him. And his things, you never bespoke better in your whole life. Keep it up, and I'll ensure you of the victory. Miss Art Castles, I am a friend to your father, and sir, you and that have seen so much of this finance company can find little of the entertainments in and obscure corners of the country. Follow and gathering courage, I have reached indeed side of my world. Madam, but I have kept very little companies. I have been by an observer of life, and madam, while others were enjoying it. Forgive them, guys. Miss Devil, but that's I am told is that's way to enjoy to at least. Alas, such seems to him the Chicago of the never spoke bidders once more, and you are conform of the insurance and assurance forever. My Lord have stand by me. And that is one of walking up down so in a war of towards it up again Miss Hardcastle an observer like you and open library and where I fear of the disagreeable employed since you must have the much of the more concern than to approve Marlowe. Pardon me, madam, and I was always wanting to be the assumed the folio of the most people is rather an object of more than uneasiness since into him bravo never spoke so well in the whole of life. All the Miss Hardcastles I see that you and Mr. Marlowe are going to the very goods of the company I believe are being where will be embarrassed that to interview the Marlowe not in the least. And Mr. Hastings, we like your company of the all things to him the Jones and Gosh, sure you and not be go and how can you leave us? Hastings our presence will be very follow the conversation so all in return to the next room and as to him you do not consider man that we are to the manage a little of the trade of your own. Miss of the Hardcastle after a pause, but you have not been the wholly in this observer. I presume and said the ladies that I should hope that they have employed some a part of your addresses, Marlowe, replacing into the timidity part of me, madam. I want to see here to start it only to deserve them. Miss Hardcastle, and that some of the say is that very also we have obtained them, Marlowe. Perhaps so, madam, but I love to conspire only though is the more of the grave of the sensible part of the eggs. But I am afraid I go and try some. Miss of the Hardcastle, not at all, sir. There is nothing I like so much as came up the conversation myself. I could not hear for it forever, and this I have often been of the surprise how to নাই কাশের ডেরে গেছে কাশের ডেরে বলে ওড়া পড়া হতে গেছে কোন কোন তো কি হয় মুই তো ওই পাম না ইয়ে আজকে মনে গাড়ি